On the way back from Leeds, I rewatched the documentary you did about the discovery of the body of Richard III, which I'd forgotten that you were right in the middle of. I mean, you were right there when it all happened, and it's absolutely it's on all four. You can watch it now. It's absolutely fascinating.
It was a really weird sort of time in my life where I accidentally became a documentary presenter.
Yeah.
And I really didn't mean to at all. I remember it was, I was in a down, I think this is before my wife, but I had a girlfriend and we'd split up and I was a bit sad or something. And then my agent phoned and went, do you want to go to Leicester? And I went, yeah, before she'd even finished.
That's how bad things had become.
That's how bad it was. And I went, what, it's a hotel? Yeah. 2 nights? Yeah, I'm in. What is it? And then they said, it's a dig for sort of E4 or something, and they think they might know where Richard III is buried. And I went, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and I went, so do they? And he went, no, they don't. But they're going to talk about it, and they're going to have a dig. There's going to be a dig, and they probably won't find it, but do you want to go and just sort of, because of horrible histories and, like, you know, your connection, and they want someone who might be funny.
Yeah.
And I went, well, I'll give it a go. So I went there, and then on the first day, they dug this trench, and then there was a bone sticking out of the one side of the trench, and I went, turn the camera on. I thought, this is going to be... And I went, we've got him. We've found him. And the director was going, listen, that's not actually how you sort of do it. And I thought, well, I thought it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And like that was, and went, yeah, but that's not him. And I went, yeah, but that... I think that might be funny. And we were going, anyway, let's just not... Anyway, it was him. And it was so bizarre, because they went, like, they dug some other trenches, and then I sort of got a call at night going, they think actually, like, they're going to dig out that bone you found, the first bone. And, like, somebody did one of the maths group at Leicester did a... I don't know how they do this. You know, you probably guess I'm not a mathematician, but they discovered that the chances of us finding that body, that first bone that they found, on top of everything else, was something like 4 billion to 1, or something that that you dig a hole and find Richard III, because it was so vague. All the, you know, if you've seen it, Philippa, who was the sort of mastermind behind it, just had a hunch, and there was an R in the car park, and she was going, I feel like he's here. And was going, there's an R, and I was going, I think that's a reserved. And she went, it is for reserved, it is, but it is also for Richard.
Well, it's so interesting, because it felt to me like, you know, maybe, I mean, this might be way off, but it felt like maybe the production team thought, we'll do a funny show about, you know, it'd be interesting, but we'll get someone like the Come Dine With Me man to come in and be a little bit sarcastic over the top, and we'll be slight, because they're kooky, okay? The Ricardians are a kooky group of people, as it turns out, geniuses. But they're you know, it's funny for lots of reasons, as well as being amazing. So, like, just the bit where they're transporting the box from the grave, the box with the bones from the grave to the van, and Philippa says we should, you know, we want to do something, you know, we want to put the standard on top, and the guy who runs it says that's fine, but then she asks one of the scientists to carry it, and he says, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that because we don't know it is him. So she won't do it. So the historian guy goes, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll give it, and then gets the flag and sort of waves. Philippa's got it all nicely folded up to put on top. He goes, puts it on top. And they're trying to be so respectful, and they are. It's sort of this wonderful balance, you know what I mean? It's just, there's so much going on in this documentary.
Sort of, let's just remember it's a dead person.
But
it's
amazing.
It was very surreal. And when they sort of discovered, they dug out that bone that we found on the first day, and then we went and did some other ones, and then because then it blew up. So what happened was, it was 2 days, and then we went, right, we've sort of got something here. And then the whole sort of team was fired, like who would, in this brutal sort of, so the cameraman went and sort of everyone, and these award-winning documentary makers came in, but they still kept me.
Right.
And so it just blew up, and then it was like, it's not, it's Channel 4 now, and it's going to be a big, and then, there was the skeleton with the curvature, and Philippa sort of going, it can't have been a hunchback.
Yeah.
It can't have been like that. I was going, but I thought you were like, it doesn't matter, it was so, it was so bizarre, because she was sort of in love with him.
Yeah. I mean, the Ricardians were like trying to, if you don't know it, or trying to say, look, the historical vision of him is wrong, that his enemies made it up, they made up the deformities, they made up all of this stuff.
She was going, I went, who do you think he is like? And she went, Daniel Craig.
So she is in love with him, and it's sort of amazing that she's vindicated. Not only is he there, he's in the exact spot she said it would be. She found him straight away. She was the one trying to direct them back to get it. And then she's sort of so conflicted by the thing that sort of proves initially that it's him.
Yeah.
And she's going, no, he can't. And the others are coming going, no, it can't be. He can't have curvature of the spine. It's not him. So it's like
there's so many
funny.
things going on for her. It was quite sort of painful to watch. She was also going, because he was really brave. He was the last king to die in battle.
Yeah.
And he went straight off, when the others stayed behind, and he was on his horse actually fighting. Like, it was a pretty brave thing.
Yeah.
So she was going, okay, so he had curvature of the spine. But that means he's even more brave to do what he didn't understand. He's like, didn't even look like Daniel Craig. So imagine a little guy, like Ronnie Corbett or something, going in, and that's even more brave. So she was doing that, but then she was going, but I'm devastated. And they're going to laugh at us. They're all going to laugh at us because the Shakespeare version was right, and she couldn't bear that. But then she was going, but yet. So she was all over the shop.
It was. I mean, it's very conflicted, but it's absolutely, the whole thing's fascinating. And the fact that, to be there in such an amazing moment, I'm so jealous of just that, the fact that you were there. It's such an incredible bit of luck.
It was a bit of luck for me, and it was a natural thing for me to be interested in. As I say, unfortunately, they sort of, they gave me another job, after that, which was called Man vs. Weird, where I went around looking for people with superpowers. Because they went, this guy, like, he won loads of awards, and they went, this guy's the new presenter. And they offered me quite a lot of money, and I went, oh, maybe this is what I'm going to do now. Maybe I'm going to do this. And then I was really terrible. And the producer was going, what's wrong with you? You can't. And I went, look, the Richard III thing I was interested in, and they're just all like phony people who pretend to think they can fly, and they obviously can't. But you have to say, be enthusiastic. And I was going, well, I can't be enthusiastic about something. So it sort of went wrong, and then I stopped. Now I'm not a presenter anymore.
Okay. Well, I think that's good though. You can't top that. You can't. Yeah.